Hello, my darlings. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Traffic might be of significance for you at this time. I see someone rushing towards their job, their work, trying not to be late. Also, you can hear vehicles outside. You can hear vehicles rushing because this, wherever I'm from, this is the time when everyone's rushing towards their jobs, schools, colleges. So you might be someone like that. I've been trying to record this message earlier, but it was much calmer. So this message is aligning with whoever I'm speaking to right now. These are your signs. Also, another sign is you're someone that is working a job that's not very satisfying. You are working a job that's paying you well, probably, and it's taking care of all your bills, but you're not happy in your heart because you want to do something else. That's you. Also, you're caregivers, right? You're always putting other people before you. You might also be choosing this job, so this makes your family comfortable in some way, but you feel very distant because this is not what you want to do. You feel like a whole different person in your heart. Maybe you're someone that's very artistic and want to do artistic things, but you end up doing like a mundane job. Like, also I sense that you have same routine, a routine that's boring, that's that requires you to always be on your foot. You're always running around, running errands, no time for yourself, no time to look after yourself, no time to take care of yourself, no time to embrace who you are as an artist, as a person. I don't know why carpentry came to my mind. This is significant to any one of you. Also, some of you are accidentally learning a skill that you already knew. Let's say you're a painter, you like painting, this is your hobby or your passion while you're working other job. This message today is for someone that's working a different job but wants to do something else because you align more with this something else. um so you might accidentally also discover like a hidden talent, or discover a different way of doing the same thing that you were doing earlier. As I said, if especially you're a painter, just for an example, you might be always painting in the same way to get similar strokes. Today, or whenever you're listening to this, or around the time, you accidentally happen to do the same thing in a different way. You just discover that, oh, I can do this even this way. So that's for you. Also, some of you are learning new skills or planning on learning new skills, maybe also teaching skills that you have learned to other people. A lot of you, the message for you is to embrace who you are within, to shed your old skin, to shed your old self, which does not align with you anymore. This does not mean you drop your job and go into a different one immediately, because a lot of things are involved, your finances are involved. But what I mean is, you might be working a certain job. Just take a small time out to also look towards your passions. Maybe singing, maybe cooking, maybe drawing, maybe carpentry. I don't know why I keep seeing someone doing carpentry. um, Anything that you want to do. Instead of not doing anything, you start somewhere again, which will give you a great amount of happiness, satisfaction. Because let's say you work 10 hours of the same job, and there's this half an hour, a 15-minute break, or a 1 hour time where you have started to invest in your skills or in your passion or your hobbies that you used to pursue earlier, which made you happy. This is something that makes you happy. When you're just in touch with this thing, it just immediately lights up your day. It gives you a different feeling in your body. You feel different, you feel more authentic, you feel more artistic. The way you think expands, the way you feel things expands, because when you're doing the same job, you're always thinking about the same things, you're always around the same people, you're interacting with the same kind of energies, which is obviously going to keep you in the same kind of environment. So this could be very significant to you. Some of you are caregivers, as I said. You're always putting other people before you. You're working the jobs that does not satisfy you. uh, you're doing this because it helps the people around you some way. As I said, maybe taking care of your family, maybe it pays the bill, maybe it brings food on the table, right? So I'm not entirely saying give up on the job, but start embrace who you are in your heart, because you have forgotten about yourself all this while taking care of someone else. If you're a parent, you're always like in the morning you're um preparing breakfast for your kids, you're sending them off to school, then you're rushing to work, and then you have all the stress, and then you're coming back home, you have jobs, you have works, you have things to complete again. Your life is going in this circle. You were not meant to be stuck in this circle. This is not just about parents, this is an example of how your life can be. It's the same routine. Routine is not just about routine, it's about who you are, right? Passion is something. Passion, hobbies, our skills are a gift to us. It helps us expand ourselves as people. It does not keep us stuck. Someone who sings, someone who writes, someone who's a lyricist, some of you might be a poet, a writer, something along that line. I'm communicating to some of the most amazing artists. Also, you're scared of your light. You are a person that has gone into the shell, not because you are scared, but you're scared for other people, because you have this extreme light in you, and you're scared when you show up this way. Other people will be scared of your light. Other people are scared of your authenticity, and you're scared that your light might, ward off people, like it might scare people away. So you just put a shell around you. You go into a shell. You know how those insects or those fishes are, those shellfishes and stuff, who hide themselves inside a shell, that protective layer. They show up as a shell. You always see the shell outside, but you never see the being that inhabits the shell. So you're like that. You're scared of your entirety, because you have so much light, you have so much energy, like good energy. You can be world leaders, you can change the world. You are such a person. Just your presence can bring so much good into this world, into the surrounding you're in. And you're very scared that your authenticity, your great light, your bright, very strong, extremely strong light might scare people away. So you're scared of showing up authentically. And I had a message here, just give me a second. Yeah. So this message says, you are an amazing and beautiful soul, embrace it. You are scared of embracing who you are. Also, the greatest message, the theme for this message is, calm down, just be. Give yourself the time and smell the roses, no rush. So at this point in time in your life, you feel like you want to explore a lot of different things. But then there are people who always tell you, okay, you're older, you can't do this, or you already spent a lot of time in life. What are you going to do about it? But I want to say, it's not right. You could be older, you could be 70s, you could be 80, you could be 90, you could be 100. You want to go look at a river on your own, you can. Because when a person experiences things individually on their own, it's always different than experiencing things together in a group. You know what I mean? So today I heard a conversation. So someone was saying, this was a conversation between two people, two family members. One person said, I want to go somewhere and explore this place. So the other person said, no, you're not going to do that, because you're never going to go alone. You have to go with someone always. But that person said, no, but I want to go alone. I want to experience this thing on my own, because I've never experienced anything in my life on my own. And this person kept saying, okay, what have you been doing all these years? Now you're at a job where you have to now you're at an age where you have to get settled and stuff, and you want to explore things. You understand how the society views age and how society always has a way of pushing people to do things that they don't want to do. Life is not about society. Life is not about always making others happy. Because if you keep making others happy, one day when you're not going to exist anymore on this earth, I mean, what are your experiences? Can you sit down today and just think, what have you done for yourself? You might hardly have anything to say because you've always been caring for other people. You have always been putting other people before. This is the time you have to start thinking about yourself. It's not because you're getting older. Getting older does not mean you invest in others' life. Getting older does not mean you always end up taking care of your family, of your kids. You're not just a caretaker anymore. I don't think even gods would like that. They want you to live your life because every individual is unique. God has made everyone uniquely, differently. You are very unique. For you, a very strong message always is that you need to embrace who you are because you're made very uniquely. God loves that you're unique. And stop listening to the noise around you, the people, the family, the society. It's always telling you what to do, how to do things. But are you not tired of living the same kind of life? I'm not saying just do something drastic. The movies, some feel good movies. I mean, that's not going to happen in real life. Things take effort and time. Also, another thing I want to tell you is something about upgrading a bank account. I do not know. Maybe you're scared that when you start embracing this skill of yours or this passion of yours, you're scared, will it work out? Will it work out? Because I'm used to doing this 9 to 5 job. Can I live on my passions and stuff? But you can. But all I'm saying is take it slow, take it one step at a time, but invest your time in whatever you're doing. It will give you good returns because just by embracing who you are, you're going to feel very happy. You're going to feel satisfied and content in this life. Another message I have for you is it says, do not compromise, do not settle for less. With time, what you want will show up. I hope this makes sense. You're not supposed to remain trapped always. You think you're trapped because that's the noise in your head. It's a voice in your head, the voice of the people that's around you that you've seen since childhood. It's their voice, it's not your own voice. Forgive yourself for the kind of experiences you've had and you're scared that you've made a mistake. It's okay. Everyone learns through mistake. Also another message is another message for you is to smile more often because you need to. Take a breather, take care of yourself, prioritize yourself more, prioritize your passions more, and you will start feeling a fulfillment again. God bless you. I'll see you in the next one.